Good day, everyone, and welcome to our NSTP2 subject. This is Miss I, and I am your instructor for National Service Training Program 2. So, for today, we'll be having our discussion about Lesson 9, which is the safety education. So, here are our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you must be able to first determine the necessary aspects towards safety education, second, differentiate hazard and risk. Third is to distinguish the important factors as a first aider. Okay, let's start by defining safety education. Ano ba yung safety education? So, from the word safe, no, binibigyan tayo nito ng knowledge, ng idea kung paano tayo makaligtas sa isang mapanganib na sitwasyon or ano yung mga first actions and first decisions na kailangan nating gawin whenever we are in a situation like um life or death. Tama ba? Life or death, no? So, safety education enables students to keep themselves safe and to contribute to keeping others safe. Keeping others safe. So, meaning, hindi lang ikaw sana yung maililigtas sa isang sitwasyon na mapanganib but also the people around you. It helps them be aware of possible hazards in different areas of their lives and be able to take appropriate decisions and actions. What can safety education achieve? Why are we learning about this? Now, safety education can enable students and young people and their parents or guardians to put effective safety measures into practice. For example, fitting smoke alarms and rehearsing routes rather can save lives in fires. Okay, so especially right now that fire incidents are very prevalent because of the heat index in the Philippines, no? In Santa Cruz, Laguna, or in the areas around Laguna, marami na mga issues or incidents about the fire. And it is very important that we know what to do whenever there is fire, no? So, itinuturo ito sa mga estudyante dahil inaasahan din ng mga estudyante na ma-share lahat ng learnings nila sa kanilang family members, no? Sa kanilang guardians, sa kanilang parents, sa mga kaibigan nila, or sa mga young persons. What is safety? So, this is a condition which gives you freedom from hazard, risk, accident, which may cause injury, damage, and loss to material or property damage, and even death. Okay? Safety, ibig sabihin yung pagiging ligtas natin from any harm or from death. Now, what is accident? It is an unexpected or unplanned event which may or may not result in injury or damage or property loss or worst case scenario ay death or kamatayan. Okay? So, katulad na lang din ng sinasabi palagi ng matatanda, mag-iingat ka kasi ang aksidente, yan ay hindi inaasahan. So, this is unplanned. Kahit anong ingat mo, halimbawa, ikaw ay driver, kapag nakasalubong ka or naka-encounter ka ng mga driver din na kaskasero or nagda-drive kahit nakainom, nagda-drive habang nagsa-cellphone, nagda-drive ka habang kung ano-ano kinakalikot sa loob ng sasakyan. So, meron at meron pa ring mangyayaring aksidente kahit gaano ka kaingat. So, make sure na aside from being safe or doing the safety precautions, always pray as well. Okay, what is injury? It is defined as a harmful condition sustained by the body as a result of an accident. Okay? Pag na-injured ka, nasugatan, nagasgasan, or kung ano man. Okay? Next is what is hazard? Inherent property of a substance or an occurrence which has potential to cause loss or damage property, person, or environment. So for example, flammable liquid. So we all know na ang hazard is like a threat, no? Pag nakita natin yung red na caution, marks, or cues, just like this flammable liquid, no, we are already aware na ito ay delikado, kumbaga. Hazard versus risk. So, meron nagtanong sa akin, what is the difference between the two? In my lessons before. So, here it is. When you say hazard, anything that can cause harm. For example, chemical, electricity, ladders, no? Electricity, alam naman natin na Puwede tayong makuryente dahil dito kapag nakahawak tayo ng live wire 'no, and ladders kapag hindi tayo nag-ingat sa pag-akyat or walang naghahawak nung ladder sa ilalim, hindi tayo sigurado na magiging ligtas tayo. So, those are the things na hazard. Yung mga possible things, cases, situations na pwedeng makapagdulot ng panganib. Okay, that's hazard. On the other hand, ang risk naman, how great the chance that someone will be harmed by the hazard. Yung risk is, for example, alam mo na merong pating doon sa ilog nung namasyal kayo, ay tumalon ka pa rin. That's the risk, no? You are aware, you have the knowledge, and then, alam mo yung pagiging delikado, and dito you are able or you will figure out if the risk is low, medium, or high. Okay. So here's an example. A hazard is something that has the potential to harm you. Okay? Nakita mo na merong pating doon sa ilog, katulad ng example natin kanina, and then the risk is the likelihood of a hazard causing harm. Okay. So hazard refers to anything. Now, it could be property, it could be substance, or material that can cause harm to any person. Ang risk naman, ito yung chances natin na ma-harm ka or ma-put in danger ka because of that hazardous material, property, or substance. Okay, so hazard, something that can potentially cause harm, and risk equals hazard plus exposure. So nagiging risky lang ang isang bagay kapag tayo ay exposed sa hazardous material, substance, or property, no? Kapag meron tayong exposure. Eto pa isa. Hazard refers to a source of potential harm or danger, while risk refers to the possibility that harm or injury might occur when exposed to a hazard. Hazard is or are different elements such as chemicals, excessive noise, fumes, electricity, etc. act as hazards in a workplace, while risk is the possibility of getting harmed after being exposed to chemicals, noise, fumes, etc. And lastly, hazard may remain the same even if the risk is minimized. Risk, it is important to identify the hazard, the potential harm it can cause in order to eliminate risk. Okay, so kahit i-minimize natin ang risk, sabi dito, pagdating sa hazard, hazardous pa rin yan. So sa risk naman, kailangan nating malaman yung cost na maaaring idulot ng hazardous material para malesen or ma-avoid yung risk. So I hope mas naintindihan ang difference between hazard and risk. Okay, may isa pa pala akong nilagay dito. Example, hazard is something with the potential to cause harm. For example, ay driving on a road, and yung risk is the chance you will be harmed. Driving in a blizzard. Ibig sabihin, hindi naman nangyari dito sa Pilipinas yang umuulan ng yelo, no? Sa ibang bansa, ay halimbawa yung kotse ay dumadaan sa mayelong kalsada. Okay? Hazard, shaving your face. Risk, shaving a bear. Hazard, using a blow dryer, and risk, using it in the tub. Okay, the next one we have what is incident. It is an event which represents deviation from the intended sequence of designed steps. In Tagalog, incidente. Okay? First aid. It is the initial process of assessing and addressing the needs of someone who is experiencing medical emergencies. It allows a non-medical expert to quickly determine a person's physical condition and the course of treatment. It can make a difference to a person's recovery and could save their life. Okay, so dito ay ina-address natin yung pangangailangan ng tao na may emergency need, 'no? In Tagalog ay paunang lunas. For example, meron kang nakasabay sa isang restaurant na nabulunan. So kung ikaw ay knowledgeable doon sa situation na yun at marunong ka, so kailangan mong i-address. or meron kang kakayanan at karapatan i-address iyon. Dahil ang first aid ay, kung mapapansin niyo, it allows non-medical experts. So, kahit wala ka sa science field or medical field at meron kang alam, no, you can save a life. Okay? And further explanation, again, anyone, no, kahit wala sa medical field, basta knowledgeable sa pagpa-first aid ay pwede. So, lahat naman tayo ay maaari mag-first aid as long as knowledgeable tayo. Okay? Kaya nga kung mapapansin ninyo, napakaraming seminars yung about sa pagpa-first aid dahil kinakailangan talaga na isa sa household ay merong may alam in case of emergency situations. No? So, hindi naman din basta-basta yung pagko-conduct ng first aid. Halimbawa ay may nakasalubong ka na nahimatay. Dahil nagpanik ka, ginawa mo na lahat ng pwedeng gawin, no? Tinry mo mag-CPR kahit hindi ka naman knowledgeable sa pagsi-CPR. Iba palang part ng katawan yung na-press mo. Okay? Wherein baka mas lumala yung sitwasyon ng tao na kinakailangan ng tulong. So, kailangan ay meron tayong alam bago tayo sumabak sa pangunang lunas or sa first aid. Okay? So, yan yung importance din ng first aid at the last paragraph or sentence on this slide, pwede tayong makapagsalba ng buhay ng tao, no, na nasa dangerous situations. Lalo na kung nasa area ka na malayo sa ospital or matatagalan yung pagdating ng ambulansya or medical expert, no? And there are also situations na maiipit ka sa sitwasyon kung gagawin mo pa rin yung pag-first aid kung wala ka namang knowledge about it. But always be reminded na you are able to perform first aid if you are knowledgeable about it. Kasi kung hindi naman, ay baka mas lalong lumala yung sitwasyon. Kaya we are learning about this one, no? So, in case mapunta ka sa sitwasyon na kinakailangan ng tulong mo, you will be able to help efficiently and effectively, no? Hindi na mapapalala yung sitwasyon. Okay? Okay, so the next one is the purposes of first aid. Para saan ba ang pagpa-first aid? Bakit kailangan nating aralin ito? First is to sustain the life. Okay? So this is the main purpose. Habang nag-aantay tayo ng medical expert na mag-a-assist ng medical emergency, nandiyan yung first aid para makatulong. No? Dahil napaka-importante ng buhay, inaasam natin na madugtungan yung buhay ng taong nasa dangerous situation. Next is to prevent suffering, 'no? Halimbawa ay may nakita ka na na aksidente tapos labis na yung nilalabas na dugo, 'no? Siyempre kailangan ng first aid diyan ay balutan ng malinis na cloth. Kung meron ka namang malinis na cloth, edi i-go mo na, okey? Para mabawasan din yung nararamdaman na sakit ng taong, naaksidente. Next is to prevent secondary complications, and lastly, to promote speedy recovery. Okay, so we also have do's and don'ts in first aid. Again, hindi lang basta sabak ng sabak. You have to be knowledgeable about this one. Do's, yung mga dapat nating gawin before handling the casualty, use mask, gloves, head cover, and apron. So, dito naman ay hindi lang natin pinoprotektahan yung taong nasaktan or taong dumudugo na ang katawan or parte ng katawan, but also yourself. No, hindi din kasi natin alam if there are cases kasi na infectious yung disease, if ever may disease yung taong, tutulungan natin. So, make sure that you have your gloves on, mask on, head cover, and apron. Next is don'ts, yung mga hindi natin dapat gawin, 'no? First aider can never prescribe medicine. Okay, so may nakita ka na hilo and may dala kang gamot mo para sa'yo na prescribe ng doktor mo whenever you are feeling dizzy. Okay, so dahil ikaw ay concerned citizen at feeling mo magwo-work din sa kanya yung mga medicine, excuse me, na nagwo-work sa'yo, so pinainom mo din yung gamot mo. So hindi yun po puwede ha, dahil ang mga doktor lang ay ang merong kakayanan at karapatan and legal basis na mag-prescribe ng medisina, okay? Next is declare death. Okay, dahil nakita mo na hindi na humihinga ng 3 seconds, nagpanik ka na, sumigaw ka na, "Ay patay na, patay na." Okay, so hindi po puwede yun. 'No? Wala ka ring karapatan mag-declare na wala ng buhay ang isang tao, 'no? Iyan po ay responsibilidad na ng mga doktor. Okay? Next, we have the principles of first aid or 4Cs. First is to call for help. Okay, so bago ka mag-perform na any first aid, make sure to call 911 or any emergency hotlines para habang pina-perform mo or ng mga kasama nyo ang first aid ay papunta na yung ambulansya. Wherein yung medical expert naman talaga ang pinakang makakatulong. Dahil ang first aid ay pang-unang lunas lang, no? Baka merong pang instances na kailangan talaga matingnan. So, basically dapat talaga ay madala siya sa ospital at matingnan ng doktor, okay? So, remember that, first action. Next is to calmly take charge, okay? If you are knowledgeable, kung merong kakakayanan, malakas ang loob, siguraduhin na hindi ka nagpapanik habang pine-perform mo ang first aid, okay? Dahil ang kawalan ng kumpiyansa sa sarili ay makakadagdag yan ng mga maling gawain, no? Baka may mali kang magawa, maling desisyon or maling, mapindot, mahawakan sa parte ng katawan, 'no? So, make sure that you are calm before you perform first aid. Next is to check the scene and the casualty. So, make sure na yung environment ay napasok yung hangin. Kung mapapanood nyo sa mga movies or napapansin ninyo na pinapalayo yung mga dami ng tao na nakapaligid sa isang emergency situation. Dahil it is very important na may hangin pa rin na pumapasok doon sa taong na aksidente. Okay? That's for example. And i-check mo din na ligtas yung lugar na pinagpe-performan mo ng first aid. So kung hindi man, halimbawa ay nagkalindol, nagbagsakan mga buildings or any materials, so for sure hindi safe yung area na nakitaan mo na kailangan ng tulong ng tao. So kailangan mo nang i-move sa secured and safe space before you perform it dahil baka pati ikaw ay maaksidente naman doon sa lugar. Okay? After checking the scene, also check the casualty. Ibig sabihin, the person you want to help or if there are others na kinakailangan ng tulong. Dahil ang first aid, pina-perform yan sa pinakang, halimbawa ay maraming kailangan ng tulong. So, dun ka sa may pinakamalalang sitwasyon. Okay? Yun ang una mong kailangan tulungan. That's the priority. Okay? So, the fourth one is carefully apply the first aid. Okay, so matututunan din natin yan in the further explanations in this lesson. Again, don't forget the four principles of first aid. The first one is call for help. Second, calmly take charge. Third, check the scene and the casualty. And fourth, carefully apply the first aid. Okay, it's very easy to remember this four. Call, calm, check, carefully. Okay, or carefully apply, the last one. Okay, so the next one we have the responsibility of a first aider. Okay, so as a first aider, you have the responsibilities. The first one is to assess the situation quickly and safety and call for appropriate help. Okay, so katulad lang nung kanina, no, you have to check the scene and the casualty as well to make sure na safe para kung tutulong ka ay wala ding danger sa iyong buhay. Next, to identify the level of injury or the nature of illness affecting the casualty or victim. Next, to give early and appropriate treatment in a sensible order of priority. Again, this is what I've mentioned earlier about the priority. No? Yung pinakang kinakailangan ng tulong, yung dapat ang una mo ng tulungan. Next, to make and pass on a report, give a further help if it's required. Okay. So the persons that will come inside the ambulance needs to know what happened or what are the things you did, ano yung first aid na ginawa mo doon sa taong tinulungan. No? Okay. So next one, we have the basic life saving skills. What are this? So we have the first one, which is mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Resuscitation. Okay, so this is a life-saving measure for a person who has stopped breathing. So, madalas ito ang ginagawa sa mga sitwasyon like nalulunod, no? Kung mapapansin ninyo sa movies. And what you as a first aider can do, first is to lay the person face up on a firm surface. So, pag sinabi nating firm surface, matigas. No, pwede sa table or usually naman ay sa kalsada lang, no? And then support his neck and tilt his head back. to straighten the airway. Again, support his neck and tilt his head back. Okay? Katulad nito na sa picture na inilagay ko. Ito yung part na tinitilt yung head back, no? Hawak sa, what do we call this? Baba. Para tumaas. To straighten the airway. Next is pinch his nose shut. Okay? Hawakan ng ilong. Take a deep breath. Seal your mouth over his mouth. Okay? So, yun na to. Part mo to. Take a deep breath. Seal your mouth over his mouth. Blow strongly into his mouth 4 times in quick succession. Pag sinabi nating succession, yung pagkakasunod-sunod. So, mabilisan dapat yung 4 times na yun. While checking if his chest rises. Next, continue to blow strongly and steadily once every 5 seconds. For example, 12 times a minute. Okay, so what's the meaning of CPR? This means cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This is a life-saving measure for a person whose heart has stopped. CPR is a combination of external heart massage and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. CPR is best used only if you have been trained to do so by a qualified instructor or you may do more harm than good. You may do more good than harm. Okay? So, make sure na yung CPR na natutunan natin is from the qualified instructor. So, there are organizations, even if they are not under the government, no, yung mga NGOs, na nagbibigay sila ng seminars about it. I've attended one under the Red Cross, no. I think that was years ago nung ako ay junior high school pa, wherein itinuro din sa amin ito, yung CPR. And do not forget na kapag tutulong ka sa first aid, dapat ay makakadagdag ka sa kaginhawahan ng pakiramdam ng tinutulungan mo, no? You should do more good than harm. Okay? Next, what you as a first aider can do. First one, call emergency services. Okay? So, do not forget that this should be the first step, no? Bago mo i-perform ang first aid, tumawag ka muna ng tulong, 'no? Para yung time na papunta sila dun sa location ninyo, yung mga medical expert and the ambulance, dun mo ginagawa yung first aid, okay? Second, open up airways by laying the person on their back. Ooh, wait. Okay, so the third is to begin CPR. Napasama yung last edit ko kasi kinat ko yung photo para mas ma-maximize kasi blurred siya kapag ganito lang or maliit lang, hindi niyo masyadong kita kaya inedit-edit ko. The third one is if you're not breathing, begin CPR. Fourth is to give 30 chest compressions. Fifth, give 2 rescue breaths. And 6, repeat until an ambulance arrives. Okay, ulitin natin para mas clear. Una, tatawag ka muna sa ospital or ask for any help. Next is to open up airways by laying the person on their back. Third, kapag na-check mo na hindi humihinga yung taong tutulungan mo, you have to begin doing the CPR. Next, give 30 chest compressions. Next, give 2 rescue breaths. And 6, ulitin mo lang ng ulitin hanggang dumating ang ambulansya. Okay, so here is the recovery position. This is a safe position for an unconscious person. When you say unconscious, walang malay. Okay, kahit anong alog mo, hindi nagigising. Which allows easy breathing and prevents choking on his vomitus. Put a person in this position only if you do not suspect back injury and have checked that he is breathing normally. So what you as the first aider can do, the first one is to place the nearest arm at a right angle. Okay, naglagay ako ng photo para kita niyo kung paano yung gagawin. The next one is to place the other arm across chest with hand under the head and against the cheek. Next is to lift leg furthest away till the foot is flat on the ground. And next is to use the bent leg to roll the casualty over toward you. Okay, so remember, head tilted to keep the airway open, hand supports head and mouth is toward the ground, and knee stops body from rolling onto stomach. So, of course, iba yung case kapag infant or baby pa. Okay? Cradle the infant in your arms with their head tilted downwards. Use the same four-step process for a child and in pregnancy. Perform on the left hand side for someone heavily pregnant. If injury to the left side prevents this, then perform on the right side and wedge a cushion or towel under the belly to protect the baby inside. Okay, so for your activity, this is named Safety First Photo Captions Tale during the PWU Foundation Days because this week will be having that event. No, you have to take a selfie with anything or anyone that shows safety first during the PWU Foundation Day 2025 from April 21 to 25. So you still have 2 days to accomplish this one. No, dahil ang pinakang activities naman ay mangyayari ng 4th day and 5th day. So, the 3rd day ay nagkaroon lang tayo ng misa, no? And just like your previous activity, during this week also, you have to create a caption about it. Okay? So, mag-selfie ka lang. I need to see your face, no? If you are shy, you can use a face mask or a hoodie, but I need to see half of your face to acknowledge that you are the one doing the activity. Okay? Any safety first, like kung merong message or what do we call this? Instruction na nakalagay, wear face mask or anything that could give instructions about being safe inside the school, or since our 5th day of foundation day will be happening in Metro Central, you can look for safety precautions inside the mall. Okay, so napakarami na. You just have to take a selfie with it. You can do it within 5 seconds, and then the caption, it should be brief, no? Maikli lang, hindi ko kailangan ng mahaba kasi hindi naman siya essay. That's only caption. Just like whenever you post in your social media platforms, just a short one. No? I think 2 to 3 sentences will be good enough. No? I just need something informative about your photo. Okay, so for the rubrics, authenticity of the photo, it should not be edited. No, hindi pwedeng kumuha sa Google ng nakalagay ng wear face mask inside the school and you'll be editing your photo with it. Hindi po yun pwede. I need to see the authentic photo. Okay? And then photo inclusion, you, the NSTP student, and anything or anyone that shows safety first during the FD or the foundation day. Okay, that's 25% also. Next is the connection of the photo with the informative caption, 25%, and the applied understanding of the lesson, that's also 25%, for a total of 100%. So this will be your last activity during your midterms. No, because we will be having your midterm examination supposedly April 28th to May 3, but since we are meeting every Thursday, or ang schedule lang ng klase natin is tuwing Thursday, we won't be able to have it beforehand, which is this week because of the foundation days. We won't be having it on the date of your midterm examination because May 1 is also a holiday, no? So, hindi rin tayo magkikita nun. But I got an approved comment from Sir Adrian from the registrar's office that you can have your midterm exam on the second week of May. So that's May 8th, Thursday. Okay, so for our midterm exam, I'll just be sending or giving you guys I think less than 10 questions or 10 questions. That's pen and paper. Okay? Very basic. You don't have to memorize everything. I'll just ask about your insights on or understanding. For example, what is first aid? O kaya I'll give situation. And then what should you perform? Resuscitation, CPR, no, yun lang naman yung inaral natin, for example. Okay? So I just need your understanding. I don't need the word by word explanation I gave you in each of the PowerPoint. Just your understanding. Okay? So, you don't have to really review for everything. Yung mga natutunan lang po natin. Okay? If you have questions or clarifications or concerns, you can send me a message in our GC. And again, this video lecture as well as the other video lectures and activities are posted in your Google Classroom. So make sure to check that within the week. And you have 7 days to accomplish your 2 activities. So I hope there won't be any student that will send a message na mami PM po ako, ganyan ganito dahil na-late po ng pagsasubmit. Now, that 7 days already, I hope maisingit na ninyo sa iba nyo pang gawain. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you everyone and goodbye. Enjoy the foundation week.